gave a little bit of film from Vega Chronicles. The old Vega Chronicles used to start with, just about everyone started with me with the Vega doing a burnout. Well, we kind of got away from that, got a new motor, or a different motor. I didn't do it for a while. So I thought I'd try to recreate the old beginning. See if you guys appreciate it at all. See if you like it, let me know. Get me some stickies on this motherfucker.
Okay, so this segment is about the Wicked Stepsisters. 1956 Ford Crown Victoria and 1957 Chevy Belair hardtop. Both these cars really reflect their owner's personality. At least I think so. They're just great cars individually, but together, you can't help but to smile and enjoy seeing them. They're both badass cars. The 56 Ford, you know, it was bought from its original owner. It was supercharged in 1957 with a 332 Y block. I mean, supercharged back then. That's pretty serious hardware back then. I believe it ran 14 O's. I'm almost positive about that. And you're talking about 1957. That's a seriously respectable time. Now it has a 429 big block Ford in it, and it's still supercharged. It has a Vertec magneto. It's 4-speed top loader, a 9-inch Ford rear, 350 posi. Just a badass car. Look at that car. It's beautiful. And the 57 Chevy, that car was born in California as a street racer, as a real street racer. And that was brought over here to the East Coast, where the owner saw it back then. In 1973, it was at a Texaco gas station. It was in black primer, and at those days, you never saw nothing like that with like the gasser look, tilt front end. I believe I think it might have had a big block at the time, and then some motors changed it around. There's a story on it. I'm gonna post a link to it so you can read the whole story. But it started out in California. It came over here. The owner saw it. 73, used to drive by it, look at it, eventually talk to the owner, and then down the road a little bit, he bought the car, made it what it is today. I believe that was 1983. He bought and built that car, and basically what he did, he bought a 454 LS7. In fact, in the beginning of this segment, it was the original receipt to that car. So he made a badass car, and then, of course, he sold it. So he sold it, lost it for many years. They talked about that car. And then I believe in 2017, a friend of theirs saw the car advertised for sale. They got the phone number, chased the guy down, went out there, talked to him, made a deal, and brought it back. Now it's back up to his former glory with the it had the 454 in the back the first time he had it. Still in it. Still is in it. Cross Ram. It's just a badass car. Like I said, I'm gonna post a link so you can read the whole story from start to finish. But both these cars are just remarkable cars. When you see them together, I just think they really shine. It's just something seeing those two. It's just they're. I don't know how to say it. I guess being a car guy, just some cars make your heart beat a little bit faster, and both of these cars do it. I was actually nervous about filming these cars because, you know, I love doing the Vega Chronicles, and I have fun doing it. But to me, these cars were actually, I wanted to do the best job I could on these cars because they're special cars to me. They're really neat. I mean, I respect these cars immensely. I mean, I just really love these cars. I mean, look at the supercharger on it. There's a front tilt, front end tilt, fiberglass front clip there. Look at those big white. I guess that's considered fender well headers. You know, that had magneto in it too. You know, a cross ram. I mean, you don't get much cooler than that. I mean, that's some old school ass whooping machinery there. Both the cars are. But I hope I did these cars justice. Again, I really enjoyed doing it. Like I said, I was actually kind of nervous filming it, and you know, I'm hoping it shows well. And I mean, you can see these cars around if you're around my area. They do come out time and again. I mean, these ain't no trailer queens. These cars are driven. That's another thing about these cars. These cars are not just for show only. They're for driving too. But I thank the guys for letting me film it. I hope you guys enjoyed the segment. And let's see what's going on with the rest of the show. Okay, today's topic is eighth mile versus quarter mile. How, why, where, what's it all about? Now, I'm first going to say what I believe to be the pros of eighth mile. First of all, last year I went to Cecil County and I saw, what's it called, the Yellow Bullet Nationals. They run eighth mile, and it is wicked. Those cars, even sportsman class, is running 150 mile an hour in eighth mile. I mean, it's ridiculous how fast those cars go. Some of them look like they're going to take off. I mean, you swear they're going to levitate and take off. That's how fast they seem. So as far as the cool factor, yeah, it's cool. You got some nasty cars. So yes, I like that. Okay, that's one of the positives. Another positive is if that's all you got, eighth mile. Oh, yeah, from what I understand, down south, at least where my buddy lives, there's like 3 eighth mile tracks within, I don't know, just a driving distance around his area, around where he lives. You know, if you want to race quarter mile, you got to drive hours and hours. So yeah, so if that's all you got, definitely want drag race. I mean, drag racing lots of times, you know, I guess in the early days, before everything was organized, you know, it was from light to light. So yeah, I understand some really, you know, but I know how the quarter mile came about. Kind of odd, something with quarter horses, or I'm not quite sure. I should have really brushed up on that a little bit. But so the quarter mile kind of came about. But the fact is, quarter mile has been the norm as far as, I mean, it's on every performance sheet of a car, muscle car. What do you do in a quarter? It's a good distance to judge the performance of a car, I believe. So getting back to eighth mile, okay. Again, if that's all you have, of course. And also, you know, you use a lot less real estate because it's only eighth mile. Plus now you have shutdown area, cool down areas. Now, I think some people are making the argument that because it's only eighth mile, you're going to be having a less of a cool down or shutdown road. But some of these speeds you're going, you still need pretty much time to shut it down. So yeah, if you're a quarter mile track, yeah, you're gonna have plenty of time to shut it down. If you're just an eighth mile track, you're still gonna contend with trying to shut it off. I mean, back in the day when they made Instead of quarter mile, they went 1,000 feet. NHRA, like the top guys, the top fuel stuff. Okay, that's completely understandable. At first, I didn't understand it. I think, why are you going to shorten it? It's like, I didn't get it. I thought just because the top speeds, were too dangerous. It wasn't about the top speeds. It's about the shutoff area. They didn't have enough space to shut down those cars. And I guess there's a couple of people that got killed. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody. I don't want to see that. Nobody does. And that's what they did. And good for them. But I think what happened this year, they ran out of the prep that they put down the track to get to be sticky. I guess the country that produced it, there's only like one country that produced the chemical, supposedly. And again, I know just enough to be dangerous about that, but I believe the country, for whatever reason, they stopped exporting it. And so everybody's scrambling to, one, get enough on hand until they started making it again, and two, maybe come up with a substitute. So there for a while, the quarter mile tracks went down 8th mile. Okay, I mean, I didn't like it. I never raced on an 8th mile. I'm not saying I wouldn't race on an 8th mile. I probably would have if that's all I had. But what happened then? Everybody's like, oh, then everybody was like this pro 8th mile. Well, you know what? Seriously, I understand. Again, the cars are wicked and stuff like that, but I think that's a specialized type of quarter mile racing. You put everything in the beginning and bam. I'm kind of shocked at how many people are lifelong drag racers. They're like ready to like, yeah, we're going 8th mile. It's like, I don't get it. To me, it's not for me. 8th mile's not for me. I mean, I know the sport's going to go on without me. It's no big deal. And I'm not saying I wouldn't ever race 8th mile, but I want quarter mile. If I can have quarter mile, that's why I want quarter mile. And people say about, well, it's less wear and tear on your equipment. Seriously, if that's what you're doing, it's like, if you go lift weights, now they're going to tell you lift less weights because it's hard on your joints and ligaments. Well, you know what? Then go fucking jazzercise or something. Don't lift weights. It's the same thing with this. If you're making an excuse that we should all go 8th mile because it's less wear and tear on our motors, who the fuck are you to say anything? I like quarter mile and that's it. If you like 8th mile, that's fine. But don't try to shove it down my throat. I have a good track around home. Quarter mile, and that's how it should stay. That's what I feel. And they have 8th mile, I think it's called King of the Street or something like that. Those cars are wicked. There's nothing about the cars are wicked. But again, it's like a specialized type of racing, I believe. You throw, it's violent, aggressive, nasty cars. And it takes nothing away from it. It's not for me. It starts and over before you ever know it. So there's a lot of pros, they say, it keeps the show going. Well, one of the things that keeps the show going is have good people on hand when you have breakdowns to clean it up and get the race going. A couple of places, I went to Cecil County already, and those guys have it. They have it down pat. Every time I went there many times, maybe to either watch or my son to race, but I never saw a place just keep things rolling. You had breakdowns. I'm not sure what they do different, but they clean it up and off you go. At least that's been my experience. There's a couple tracks that I've been to, and not so much. They're not quite as quick. So okay. So you're talking about, keeping the show going. I get that kind of, but not really. I mean, really, those cars are so fast where you're going from, a 10-second car down to a 5-second car. So what, you save 5 seconds and it'll be less. It's just bullshit. It's just, to make those type of points is ridiculous. It's like today's day and age, everything is turned to like a liberal pussy type of atmosphere. It's like, again, the 8th mile is cool and it's aggressive, but don't tell me that's the norm. That's how it should be. Hey, you run quarter mile. Guess what? We think it's better that you run 8th mile. Less wear and tear, and it'll be this and that and everything else. Like, okay, seriously, shut the fuck up. I think American people are so sick of being told what they should and shouldn't do. It's like, to me, starting to dig into drag racing, that's been primarily like an American sport, American, entertainment, quarter mile is badass. I mean, you got some of those wicked cars. That's, the testing grounds for all these muscle cars growing up, and it's been quarter mile. I have nothing against eighth mile. Nothing against it. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. Like I said, those cars are wicked, wicked fast. They're not taking nothing away from eighth mile drivers. Again, good luck, because some of those things look nasty as far as the aggression and pure G-force probably coming out, But anyhow, that's my view on it. May not be popular. I don't know. I don't really care. That's just how I kind of feel. Again, if I offended you, sorry. I know last episode I went kind of hard in the paint about roll racers. I apologize for that a little bit, because I saw some roll racing cars and they're beautiful, and seeing the horsepower and how it's a scene.
Yep. Yes, I did.
So that's that. Hold on, Crystal. Sit. Don't fucking walk away.
Okay.
So this is episode number 24, I believe. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying making it. Remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the fucking buttons. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. See you next episode. See ya.